What's up? What's up? What's up, man? What's going on? Happening right now. We have decided to start doing lunch break specials. 12 o'clock, we gonna go live and we just gonna tune into some stuff, man. Talk about what's going on in the world, maybe get some laughs in, might listen to a tune or two. Shout out to everybody that tunes in for the live, man. Shout out to my boy from Norway. He checked in yesterday. He gave me a good song that I actually listened to, and I made the video that will be getting dropped today. It's by a lady named Cecil. I think I'm saying it right. And so today we got I got three good videos lined up, really four, but we should be able to get to all of them. We should be able to get to all of them. The biggest thing that I wanted to talk about is what's going on with the SNAP benefits, basically food stamps, EBT, whatever you want to call it. Um, that's one of the biggest things I want to talk about. Now, if you have been paying attention, which I have been, and maybe you should too, the situations going on in Minnesota. What I've never heard this much news coming out of Minnesota ever in my life, but it's constantly going down out there. And why not talk about it? Why not report it and keep everybody up to date? And then I think I got a little something to lighten the mood, some laughs. It was either going to be a Chappelle skit or an SNL skit. But either way, we're still going to tune into it. We'll figure it out by the time we get there. But for right now, man, hopefully everybody's doing good. Um, and my lives are all recorded. And what happens is I'm cutting the videos up after the live and I'm posting, segments from the live. So if there's anything in particular you want to see or anything that you feel like you may have missed, tune into the channel and the videos will be there for you to tune into. The live, though, will not be there, if that makes sense. Now, one more thing I do want to add in is I do have a second channel, Ruppleberry Music. And what we have decided to do is we are going to go live and do music reactions on that channel only. That's it. I will listen to music here. We might tune into some every now and again, but I figured we can go live over there and make that channel a little bit more popular, get people, knowing the name of Ruppleberry Music. And yeah, but for right now, dude, we have to talk about it, dude. I don't know how many of us have ever dealt with food stamps, had to deal with them as a kid or BT. And it's a weird system. It is a democratic system, right? It's one of those things where they feel like everybody should, in reasonable respects, everyone should starve. No one should have to be hungry, especially not kids. So SNAP benefits have been around forever, like as long as I can remember. I remember when you used to get black and white cans of like food, and it didn't even, I remember that. Government cheese, that's what they used to call it. Government cheese. It wouldn't even melt if a nuclear with those type of things. And now things have changed. The quality of food has fits in EBT. There are a lot of people across the United States of America who rely on this thing. But sometimes you have to take a step back and look at what's really happening. I've seen folks get thousands of dollars in SNAP benefits for a month. In 1 month, it refills itself every month. Every month, your SNAP benefits refill, and you might get $200, you might get $500, you might get $1,000. And what happens is you take that money, you go to the grocery store, and you buy what you need. Your SNAP benefits usually multiply according to how many dependents you have, how many kids you have. So if you have one kid, you might really only get like 200, 250. You got two kids, you might get 500, and so on and so forth. So I've seen people sell their benefits and they got three kids. They get $1,000 for the month, maybe 1,200. and they'll buy 400, $500 worth of groceries, and then they'll sell the rest for 50 cents or a dollar per dollar. So I got $50 on my Snap card. I'm gonna give it to you for $100. That's how people do. It's how it goes, and I don't want anyone to think that that's not happening. That's how it happens. Now, unless you're cool with the person who is owning the benefits, some people really charge you. They might charge you 250 on the dollar. Like it can get real high, but it's tax free when you go to the store. So if it says 3.99, that's what you pay. You're not gonna pay $4.15, $4.36. You're gonna pay 3.99. So you kind of save, kind of, um, and it leads to a lot of, how do I say this? It leads to a lot of sketchy behavior when it comes to these EBT cards, and because of that, the government has been cracking down, which they should. Taxpayer dollars go to these things. I pay taxes, you pay taxes. This system, understandable. I'm okay with that. Now, what I'm not okay with is how people abuse the system and they terrorize the system. And states all across the United States of America are now coming together and making it illegal to buy certain items with your SNAP benefits, which I agree with. Two grocery carts one filled with snacks and treats and sugary things and all this good sodas and Debbie cakes and all of that, and then a cart full of meat. And like it's upsetting, bro. It's upsetting to say the least. Why? Because I'm using the cash from my check to pay for these groceries, and you're using my tax dollars to pay for those groceries. So I feel some type of way. I do. And seems like other states do too. So we're getting ready to tune into that, see what's going on with that. We got some live news from CBS, see what they got going on with that. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in to the chat. What's up? What's up? I see you. I appreciate you guys, man. Show love to the channel. Please support. Hit the subscribe button. Show love to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Uh-oh. I'm not hearing anything. What's going on,
Well,
lady?
several states tonight are set to change which items people can buy from the grocery store
There we go.
with their federal food benefits. Now, the restrictions, which begin tomorrow, target junk food.
There's resolution, but for some SNAP recipients, it will soon be the law. On New Year's Day, 5
Yes.
states will prohibit items such as soft drinks or candy from being
Georgia's not
purchased
one of
through
them?
SNAP. By the fall of 2026, that will balloon to 18 states.
It's about nutrition, and there's no nutrition in these products. We shouldn't be paying for them with taxpayer money.
The move is part of the government's
Not at
Make
all.
America Healthy Again initiative,
Not at all.
designed to reduce obesity and chronic diseases like diabetes.
We all agree that we want people to have opportunities to have healthier foods.
Stephanie Silvera is a public health professor at Montclair State University.
This sounds like a good thing, but is there a risk to this as well?
Of course, we don't have a good definition of what do we actually mean by ultra processed foods, right? Where are we drawing those lines?
Hawaii's limits apply to just soft drinks, Indiana
Okay.
to soda and candy, and South
Okay.
Carolina to candy, energy drinks, soft drinks, and sweetened beverages.
I completely agree with all of these. I completely agree with all of these. Maybe this will help. Okay. Soft drinks, soda and candy, energy drinks, soft drinks, and sweetened beverages. Now, sweetened beverages, does apple juice fall under that? Right? Because a lot of kids get they're literally when we used to get the little paper checks, apple juice is one of those things that kids can get on WIC. And is that a sweetened beverage? I don't know. I don't, I'm not in the office. I don't know how to classify that, but I am 100% on board with this. 1,000% on board with this. If you have SNAP benefits and you spend these benefits on junk food, all you're doing is worsening your condition, that of yours and your kids. You're wasting taxpayer dollars. And the whole program was built upon feeding people in need with nutritional food. You get the nutrients you need, not the snacks you want. You get the food you need: your meats, your breads, your eggs, your milk, cookies and cakes and sodas. I feel like you should pay for it. I'm paying for it. Whenever I want some snacks, I got to pay for it. Whenever I want something different, or I want to, I got a sweet tooth, I'm feeling like I want something, I got to pay for it with my dollars. So you should pay for it too. And maybe when you start paying for it with your own money, you'll stop buying so much of it. It's not that you don't want it. You just know that it's not logical to keep spending your money on Twix and Snickers and all these other good candies because you don't need it. You really don't. It's a quick fix for whatever mood you're in.
One South Carolina shopper favors the ban.
I used to buy candy all the time, and then we'd run out of food sometimes.
But Silvera is concerned it could make the problem worse.
If what we're simply doing is cutting access to those foods without also providing better access or more affordable access to healthy foods, we're going to see a lot more people go hungry.
That's because healthier food tends to be more expensive. Silvera suggests adding a tax on less healthy food to bring the cost down on more nutritious choices.
All right.
Okay, I kind of see what they're saying there. They're saying, well, but no, you're telling me people are living off of the snacks. And so if they're not able to get the snacks, they'll go hungry. That's what that sounds like. It sounds like if they're not able to get these snacks and and buy this junk food and buy these sodas, they'll starve to death. Well, I mean, we don't wish that on anyone. We don't. But natural selection is a thing. Like I don't know how to say it other than just saying it. You don't need it. You don't need the sugary crap. You don't need it. And if you had to pay for it with your money, you're not going to buy it. The only reason why you get it is because it's free money and you load up on it. I've seen it, and you've seen it too. You've been at Walmart, you've been at Kroger, you've been at Aldi's or Publix, and you've seen people load these carts up. And this isn't, I'm not talking about back in the coupon saving era when couponing was a thing and everybody was doing couponing. No, not that. This is just people with an EBT card swiping it for hundreds of dollars worth of junk food. And it's taxpayer dollars, bro. This is where the conservative part of me starts to get irritated because I pay taxes. Everybody has to pay taxes. I don't want to pay freaking taxes. Nobody wants to pay taxes, but we pay them. And because we pay them, I feel like the things that our tax dollars go to should matter. Because right now it seems like no one cares. It seems like nobody cares. Nobody cares about limiting the excessive use with these EBT cards. And it's not a black or white thing, people. It's not a black or white thing. It's a common sense thing, but then I can't say that because common sense is also not common. I don't know what to say about it. Yeah, man, that's exactly. Yes. Yes, we are talking about the SNAP benefits. Did you miss the video? I'll run it back. We can find another one. But actually, I want to see. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this up. All right. So, right now, this is what they're saying. Right now, these 5 states. The fall of
The
2026,
fall of 2026.
it'll be these states. I need it to be this one right here. I need Georgia to get on board with this. I need Georgia to get on board with this. Texas, I love that for Texas. I need Georgia to get on board with this. You're wasting taxpayer dollars on junk food, on crap, things that are is actually killing you. It's killing you faster. Too many people take advantage working 20 hours a month. It's not a big ass for that. Yo, bro, it's not. I'll let you in on a little secret. I mother, my very own mother, when I was 15 years old, 14, 15 years old, my mom showed me how to get government assistance. She showed me how to do it, right? Now, we were already on government assistance, but she showed me how to get government assistance for my 15-year-old self. And I was receiving food stamps at 15. What it is basically, and I'm doing as I'm told. So I didn't know what I was doing was wrong at the time. I didn't realize that till I got to college. Um, you basically apply for the food stamps and you tell them that you're homeless, right? You have to pay rent because you live there. And so you tell them that. And then they give you like $150. I was getting $200 a month at 15 years old. And of course, my mother was taking the freaking food stamps. Of course, I was giving. Of I grew up in a house like that, which is why I feel the way I do about things because I see the damage it can do. I see how dependent people become on it, and I see how you don't want to do better, especially when you know you can get around certain things. You find ways to continue to be a user. I was gonna snap when I first got married and had kids, but that dang. So yes, and there's nothing wrong with being on Snap, right? If you have to, situations happen. Right now, I could apply for SNAP benefits technically because I don't have a job, right? I could apply for SNAP benefits right now. Um, I could, but something in me doesn't feel like I need to take that position away from someone who may need that money. I'm not saying I don't, but I do have food in the fridge because I have good people in my life who don't want to see me starve. So a couple of dollars here or there to buy food is good with me. And yeah, I'm a big dude, but I don't eat that much. I got food in there. I'm good. And I share my food. But to be 15, yeah, if you're able-bodied, you definitely need to work. It's not even at that point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I kept flipping it. I was trying to get it to this one. It's not even up for debate at that. If you can work, you need to work. And you work, go to work, get your money, buy your food, said and done. But having SNAP benefits at such a young age, um, I did get used to not using my own money to buy groceries for a while. Like I had SNAP in college. I went to college. Crazy. I was in college with food stamps. I'm like one of the only people I knew in college with food stamps. So I was selling my food stamps to other college kids. Or I would take a list, I'm taking a list. Hey, what you need, man? I'm going to the store today. What you need? I'm that type of person. Um, I would get the thing college. So I'd go to the females' dorm because females love a guy that can cook. And hey, what are we cooking this week? And I'll buy up the food and I'll cook the food and we just have food for a week. Like, I don't know, man. I feel differently about Snap, but I do know I don't like the fact that it gets abused and overused and that people are extremely dependent on it, especially with the freaking junk food. That's the part that kills me is the junk food part. The junk food part is what really kills me. I mean, it's not the steak buy-in and the rib buy-in, and it's not those things that irritate me as much, even though they do, but should you really be buying steak and eggs and eating lobster tails and all of that when you're not working? Like, how are you rewarding? That used to be a reward. Eating good meals like that was a reward. You earned those meals. However you earned it, you earned it. And now you're not earning it. You're just getting it given to you. And now you just walk around with your hand out and you feel as though someone has to do these things for you. And now you're dependent. Right? Make sure your food stamps don't get cut off. I've seen it with my own eyes, people. And people will turn down jobs in order to stay within the requirements of government assistance. If you make too much money, you will get your government assistance taken away. If you have a two income household, you can get your government assistance taken away. So why build a family? Why try to do better when the government is giving me all the assistance I need? So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna just get it from them. I mean, it's free money, right? No, that ain't free. It came from me and it came from you. It's not free. It's not free, bro. Like, but that's a it's a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject because not a lot of people have ever had to be on Snap. There are a lot of people who don't even know what it is, really. They always have food in the fridge, and it's good for them. I just wish the people who are using these things wise up and they actually start to see a change. Because otherwise, just shut it all down for like a month. Shut it all down for 1 month. But give notice, right? Give a 6 month notice. Right now is January. You say the government puts out a massive thing for the rest of this month and February, saying in June, the month of June, no one is getting benefits. No one, not a single person. It don't matter who you are, what your situation is. Nobody's getting benefits for June. So that means up until then, you have all this time to get the food that you're gonna need, save, stock up, all of that. You you can go into June, and if you still got money left over from last month, it just rolls over. You just won't get any new money. I want to see what would happen. I want to see how many people. I want to see what would happen. What would happen to that whole thing if they just paused SNAP benefits for 1 month? That's it. Just, you know what, guys? We're not going to give it out this month. Let's see what happens. I want to see what will happen. How many people are going to freak and panic because they can't get their steak and lobster? Or then they can't get the ding dongs and the Mountain Dews that they've been getting. Like, mm, I don't know. And I might sound a little, I might sound a little harsh right now, but that's the reality of the situation. There are people who really feel strongly about this because it's being abused. And we see that. We see that it's being abused. The abuser never sees it that way. So that's one good topic, right? One good topic was the SNAP benefits. And I'm sure you guys have been staying tuned. If you haven't, that's why you guys have been checking in with your boy because Minnesota is on fire. I did that live like a week ago. Like, Minnesota is on fire. It is going down in Minnesota like crazy. You've seen those people that have 10, what? $10,000 in Snap. Now that's got to be some type of that's got to be fraud. That has to look at me, sir. That has to be fraud. That has to be fraud. I know for a fact because I have sat in the DFAX office as a youth, as a teenager, filling out these forms and things. I know the type of questions they ask, and I know what they calculate and use to determine how much they're going to give you. So, how in the world are you getting $10,000 in SNAP benefits? How? You know, what? $10,000? Listen, I feel like you messing with me right now. You got to be messing with me. You got to be messing with me, bro. $10,000. Let me see if I can find that, bro. If I can find someone that has $10,000, 10,000, 10K in Snap. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay. What they're saying is, right? This is what they're saying. $1,789 is roughly the cap for a large household. And that's what I said. Roughly the cap for a large household. So if they are just letting the money roll over, if they're not spending the money, because that can happen too. For a few months, I remember that I didn't think that my SNAP benefits was working, so I didn't use the card. And then when I went to go use the card, I had about $500 worth of SNAP benefits, and I was only getting like $100 at the time, like $125, I think, at the time. So it rolls over. So that could be what's happening. People got money rolling over, but bro, ain't hell. Ain't no. They say 3,000 to 4,500 is like generally the limit. No worries, bro. I was listen. $10,000. It has to be a scam, but that has to be a scam, bro. But yeah, no. So, but even still, 3,000, $3,000. Do you understand that a lot of people don't even make $3,000 in a month? You know that? Like a lot of people aren't making $3,000 from the job that they're going to for at least 6 hours a day, maybe 6, 7 days out of a week, and they're not bringing home $3,000, but they're giving you $3,000. Ain't no damn way, bro. Not cool. Not cool. Absolutely not cool. So moving on. Moving on. We got to talk about it because it is news, and this is what we do on a lunch break, bro. You get your quick updates. We talk about some things that are important, and yeah, let you get back to having a good day. But before we do that, we got to talk about what's happened in Minnesota last night. Just happened last night, and apparently they shot somebody else. I'm gonna let them tell you about it.
Details overnight out of Minneapolis. Chandler.
Hey, Todd and Carly. So according to DHS, that ICE agent is in the hospital after being ambushed during an attempted arrest of a Venezuelan illegal migrant in Minneapolis. DHS saying, quote, while the subject and law enforcement were in a struggle on the ground, two subjects came out of a nearby apartment and also attacked the law enforcement officer with a snow shovel and broom handle. As the officer was being ambushed and attacked by the two individuals, the original suspect got loose and then began striking the officer with a shovel or broomstick. Fearing for his life and safety as he was being ambushed by three individuals, the officer fired defensive shots to defend his life. The initial subject was shot in the leg. Last night, protesters, of course, gathered at the site of that incident in Minneapolis as Police Chief Brian O'Hara urged them to leave.
The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts. They have thrown
Yo, that
fireworks
jacket is
at police
tough, though.
officers, and at multiple
That jacket is
times,
tough.
gas has been deployed. Police are attempting to disperse this unlawful assembly at this time. I urge anyone that is at the scene to leave immediately. This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further.
You know, can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick? Why are y'all are making it worse? These protesters, agitators, because that's what they truly are. they are making they are making every ICE situation worse. It's just getting worse and worse. And they have this inflated belief that they're doing the right thing. They're helping. They're freaking doing something just. No, you're in the way, bro. You're in the way and you're not doing anything of use right now. You're not.
And despite this violence against ICE agents, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey is still pointing blame at the officers' conduct. Listen to this.
What?
Let's be very clear. I've seen conduct from ICE that is disgusting and is intolerable. If it were your
So he's the mayor of Minneapolis, but then they have a governor of Minnesota,
city,
Tim Walz.
it would be unacceptable there too. And for anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful. Go home. We cannot counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own brand of chaos.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said in a statement that state investigators were at the scene and that, quote, I know you're angry, I'm angry. What Donald Trump wants is violence in the streets, but Minnesota.
I'm not going to say that's what Donald Trump wants. So people need a place to place blame so certain things make sense to them, right? If you can place the blame on a certain individual or say that it's someone else's fault, you can rationalize things for yourself and make yourself feel better about your dumbass decisions. I don't blame Donald Trump in every single instance whenever something goes wrong. Although a viewer did say that I suffer from TDS. Oh, I love that. I'll never not mention that. Because once I realized what it was, I looked it up, I realized what it was, and I thought about it. People are like that. There are people like that. Um, ICE agents are doing a job. They have a job to do. These agitators Mexicano para Trump. Yo, bruh, these agitators, man, they're making things worse, bruh. They're making things worse, bro. And I I'm a little fearful. Why am I fearful, you say? Because I live in Georgia. I live here in Georgia. And although the most recent election would say that Georgia is a blue state, I live here. I can tell you that's not true. It's not a blue state. This is very much a Republican state. And I appreciate that for a lot of things. But one thing I'm fearful of is that there are people who are going to get the wrong idea when it comes to ICE. And they're not going to understand that the people who are here illegally don't need to be here. Start the process, do it the right way. Make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. Get your paperwork and do it the way that it's intended to be done, so you don't have to worry about these type of issues. That's it's the biggest thing, I guess. You don't have to worry about these type of issues if you did it the right way. And then you have people who are actual citizens who were born and raised here who, what's that word? Feel entitled to do and say the dumbest of things, especially in front of ICE, bro. You're jumping the line when you cross over. Explain. Explain what that. I need you to explain that for me. Um, you're not. You're jumping the line. Oh. Are you saying like they're jumping ahead of the line to become legit when they just cross the border? Like any border. People say cross the border and you immediately think about Mexicans. It's the whole freaking United States has a border. How is how, and that's another thing I guess I have to ask. How in the hell are they getting over here? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Do it the right way. And they'd be like, oh, it costs so much. Everything costs, bro. Every single thing costs. I try not to leave my house because it costs money just to go outside. I don't, everything costs. So is it worth it? Is the question. Is it worth it to do it the right way? Is it worth it to spend the money to become legal the right way and not have to worry about these things? And then, we've seen it. They have run down on some people who are here legally, but they have to go through that process. And from what I've seen, they've handled those situations pretty justly. They ask the question, "Hey, can I see your card?" Whatever, whatever. Um, and usually, people give up their identification. They see that they're here legally, and that's the end of that. They go about their way. Does it feel good? I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. You are no longer someone of interest, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause otherwise, you pay the cartel or the coyote. Exactly. 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 And then you pay these car. Yo, listen. I'm gonna be real with you, right? I'm gonna be real with you. People are paying the cartels to get them over here, and the cartel doubles back on them. So you're paying the cartel to get over here. The cartel sets it up for you to go over here. And then the cartel sets it up for you to get caught and brought back. That's happened. You've gotten set up. You've been set up. Because now you're brought back and now you're back here. And if you want to do it again, you got to pay again. And this time they're going to charge you extra because you've been caught. Bro, just do shit the right way, bro. Just do it the right way. So now that we've got all the sad news out the way, um, all of these things and whatnot, gonna try to lighten the mood a little bit with a good laugh. Well, at least to me, this is funny. I know y'all have seen or you've heard me talk about the Drewski skit. If you was on the live yesterday, you saw it. Drewski is a comedian from Georgia, and the things that he makes fun of are the things that I find funny. In this one skit, it's only a minute and 48 seconds, but it's dudes in jail making prison look fun. We've all seen the videos. Guys in jail with the flat screen TVs, or you're locked up and you got on the whole Nike tech with the chains and the Jordans, the latest Jordans. I've seen a dude in jail with the Gammas. They just dropped. Those Gammas just dropped. And you have them in prison. Who are you flexing for? But we've seen it. And they glamorize this prison lifestyle. They make it look fun. And then you wonder why the young black community, because that's a lot of it. And there's some others, but the young black community is looking forward to going to prison. They can't wait. They're gonna be locked up with their homeboys and trying to fight and kill anybody that looks like them or doesn't look like them. This is exciting for them for whatever reason. I don't know, but this right here, this is Drewski. Dudes in jail be making prison look fun. Just something to laugh at, man.
Free
Something to laugh
world
at.
shit, nigga. Free world shit. Nigga locked up, not fucked up, though. Real scrunch.
You see the shank, bro?
Real scrunch, nigga. Yo, Billy Hollow shit, nigga. This shit for us. Yo, shit for us. Free the real, man.
Shooting dice in jail, huh? This is what.
Show the free world what's going on.
I told him on G.
Let them know what's going on.
Flexing with bags of chips, bro.
can tell you about the pain. I can tell you about the struggle through the rain.
Yeah.
I can tell you about the 25, 6 years. I told the judge, told him fuck the pills. Yeah. I told him took it on my dick. I told him never go. I told him let me go. I've never been through the whole thing. I know how you feel on that one,
Bruh. This is exactly what happens. This is what happens.
Thank God for preparing that food for it, they real did the food, it nurtures our bodies, and everybody say amen.
Yeah, amen. Eat up. Yeah, get the spread, boy. Spread. You gonna be fighting Javante after this, what? That boy bad, man. That boy bad. And I'm his manager, nigga.
Chips and cookies, bro. Cheese, noodles, chips, and cookies.
These niggas cool. Everything set up for me in here, everything perfect for real. So.
You heard he said everything is perfect for real, bro.
I do the whole time. Yeah, I'm gonna do 10. Yeah, don't call the lawyer back. It's good. All right, hey, nigga, I'm staying in this hole, man. I do all my time. Free world shit, nigga.
Listen. That is the funniest thing to me, bro. And I gotta tell you why I think this is so funny, because there are people who are really fantasizing about going to jail to live like that. To live like, do you know how screwed up in the mind you have to be to want to go to jail? To be around a bunch of dudes? Listen. Folks always talking about how they don't like gay people and they don't want. That's gay to me. That's the gayest thing you could possibly do, is want to go to jail to be around a bunch of hard legs. Okay? A bunch of hard legs, men and boys. That's what you want to do. You want to spend your time being shoulder to shoulder, nut to butt when it's time to move around. You got guards and other grown men telling you what to do. You are not free, sir. You are not free, sir. You got 17 and 18-year-old kids who are still cadets and they are in training telling you to stand up by your door for count. And you better do it too. You better do it. You better get up. Every one of these gangsters and these thugs that you see flexing, they do exactly what they're told to do. Some of them fight back. Sure, they push back every now and again. They get beat up. They end up in the hole. Their rooms get raided. Things happen. They're not as tough as you think they are, bro. It goes bad for them often. But they in prison and they love it. They love that. They love being around a bunch of hard legs, bro. It's not for me. It's not for me, bro. I'm a I'm a old I'm an older dude. Like, I'm an old soul, man. I'm an old soul. I've always been that way. Um, and that's how I can't get that out of my mind. I like soft things. I'm literally right now, my feet is on a soft rug. Like, I like soft legs. I like women's. I like to be around women's. And I can't do that if I'm in jail or I'm in prison. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't hug a lady and smell her perfume, that sweet scent that she has. Oh, can't do that. You can't be around that stuff if you in prison. And then you got people in prison who, it's like, they can't wait to go to prison, so then they can become a tough guy. Or now they feel like, this is gladiator school. I gotta be a tough guy now. I gotta fight and stab and kill. And basically, once you go to jail or you go to prison, you're never getting out, because your actions and the things you're doing in there are gonna make sure that you never get out. Any infraction. Any infraction. Any infraction. You get caught with a fruit roll up in jail. They do not sell those on commissary. Guess what? Infraction. Oh, you got these new Jordans? How'd you get these? These are not the Bob Barkers. And if you ever been, you know what I'm talking about. These are not the Bob Barker boat shoes that are on the commissary list. Infractions. Now you got another 2 years added on because you wanted to wear sneakers. None of that makes sense to me. And maybe I'm not dumb enough to where it would make sense. I fear for the people who idolize these things. I really do. I fear for the people who idolize these things. It's outrageous. Completely outrageous. Like, bro, hard legs is all I think about when I think about being around a bunch of dudes. I don't even like hanging around a bunch of dudes because the mentality of uneducated or unmotivated men can be it can be cancerous, right? And this is real right here. When you hang around a group of men who are not motivated, it's cancerous. Um, Meaning it will latch on to you and it will ruin you. It will make you the worst version of yourself. And you will feel as though everything is all right because you're not alone. You now have a room full of people doing the same things and it feels right. So it has to be right. That's in no way, shape, or form for me. I like one-on-one conversations. Don't get me wrong, I have friends in all different levels and walks of life, but I'm cool with them for different reasons. And although some of them are gang members, some of them are stock traders, some of them are college graduates, some of them have never left their neighborhood. There's something in them that I was able to connect with to be able to have a conversation with them. And in a lot of situations, it's just that we talk, we kick it, we're cool, and then we go our separate ways. It's not that I don't want you to do better, but you might not see it and feel like you can. So I could meet you where you're at, and then I'm just going to go about my way. Nothing wrong with that. Um, uh, just don't get caught up and tied down with certain people, man. Just don't do it. Don't get caught up and tied down. Um, you'll ruin your life for any young person that just so happens to tune in. What I've realized is a lot of older people tune into my channel, check out my stuff. A lot of older people rock with me because I'm logical. I make sense when I talk. I don't run around my room and perform and put on a big freaking show of stupidity because I don't know how. I don't, no, excuse me. I know how. I don't find that rewarding. I don't feel like I'm being true to myself. And if I was to die today, would I be happy with the things that I was putting out and the things that I showed, the conversations I had? Would I be happy with that? And I wouldn't be. So I don't do those things. But there's a lot of people out here who, man, they made their living off of it. They made their living off of that. Oh, the last thing I do want to talk about. Last thing I do want to talk about because we're coming up on an hour. These could go longer, right? These lunch breaks could go longer, but most people only have about 30 minutes or an hour for a lunch break. So that's what it is. Have you, and you probably have you heard about Kai Cenat quitting? Have you heard about that? Have you heard? Have you heard about Kai Cenat quitting? Well, he's decided to quit. And he's quitting going live every day. That's what he's quitting. He's quitting the streaming part of his live. Um,
I believe that there
I
is
think it's
more
admirable.
to this world
Let's check it out.
that is much greater than myself. the energy and passion to want to do more and create is within me.
I
That
know
is
you're
why I
not
quit.
comfortable sitting on those rocks though.
I quit thinking in my head of the goals I want to achieve and not pursuing them because I'm primarily known for one thing.
You don't know him.
And
Okay.
super scared to step out that box and try.
Kai Cenat, let me go do this man right here is like 23, 24, multimillionaire right now. And he made his entire existence off of streaming, off of being online. Now, I don't blame him solely, right? I do not blame him solely, but he is a large part of why we have the type of streamers we have today. And when I say streamers, the people who literally all they do is get on live and they perform in order to capture an audience. Because, we're people and people like to see either chaos or growth. And it's crazy, but in this world that I'm in, this social media world, chaos gets more views. Craziness gets more views. The more what the hell moments get more views. And there's nothing wrong with that, but he was doing it hard. So hard that he's like one of the most recognized streamers ever. Next to Mr. Beast. And you said you don't know him, which it's understandable. It's because you don't watch streams, just like me. I don't watch people stream. And I'm always surprised that I even have 5 to 25 to 30 people viewing the stream at one time. Right now, I got 4 people watching, and that's cool. This man has thousands, thousands upon thousands, like hundreds of thousands of people are tuning in to just watch him do whatever it is he's doing. And he's been doing it for years. He's been doing it for years. He lives on stream. He streamed for days, like a 72-hour stream. He just streamed. Just left the stream up and did everything on stream. Showered on stream, got people coming over. It's a production. It's a production. And he didn't pace himself. And he probably burnt himself out early, but he had to keep doing it. He had to keep doing it because that's how he made his bread and butter. Now things are different. He has the money. He just went through a big breakup. Big breakups will change you and make you look at things. Trust me, I know. I started YouTube after a big breakup. I started this whole thing after a breakup. I felt like everything I was doing was trying to build something, and then that fell out. And I said, well, hell, I was doing all of this for that, and that didn't work. Let me do this. I love what I do now. And that's probably the same thing that's going to happen for him. He said he wants to do fashion. He wants to do fashion. Yeah. Yeah. He is. Like, I give him his flowers, bro. I give Kai Cenat his flowers. He's definitely a pioneer. He definitely put on a lot of people. He's done a lot of things, but it's just for views. It's just for streams. It's just to get the views. That's it. If I can get your attention and get you to subscribe and I can get you to just be there, he lives for the young generation. He's 20 something. I can't compete with him. I cannot. I can't compete with guys tonight. I can't. And there's a lot of people who can't. Like even people in his age group who cannot compete with him because he created such a movement for himself. He did. He created a movement for himself. Like he's that guy. You see Kai Cenat, it doesn't matter what he's doing. He's gonna be full of antics. It's gonna be crazy. He's the reason why everyone says chat. Like when yo, what's up, chat? What's going on, chat? Like he's started a lot of things that I don't know. It doesn't help me, but it helps others. And it's I'm not gonna say it's sad, right? It's not really sad, but I believe something's happened in his life outside of that breakup that was very public. Something has happened in his life where he sees a different picture. and now he's trying to move in a different direction. And I applaud him for that, bro. You got your whole life ahead of you, and now you got the money to do whatever it is you want to do. I say do it. I say do it, man. Um, and just make sure you got your heart and your mind in the right place, and keep God on your side, and you be all right. Shout out to Kai Cenat, man, because like I said, he's a large reason for a lot of
New things. Love become
YouTubers.
kind of enhanced after that. Got inspired by what they were.
He's getting into fashion is what he wants to
Oh
do.
my gosh, man.
Looks like he's trying to build sneakers.
To become a fashion designer and start my own clothing brand. And one thing I want to say is no matter what, keep God in everything that you do. Do not ever forget about
The Streamer Awards. That was his thing. The Streamer Awards was his thing. And it was like, it's a boys club. Well, boys and girls club. But it's a club. Bro, there go the man. What's up with you, bro? You know, I'm glad you're here. You made it at the last minute, so I could probably extend this out for another 10 or 15 minutes. But we're talking about Kai Cenat, and we're talking about how he is quitting streaming and what that means, and nobody will be able to fill his spot because you had Mr. Beast, you had Kai Cenat. I Show Speed is the next person behind Kai Cenat. There is no other. Black boy, what's his name? None of them dudes compare. It's Mr. Beast, Kai Cenat, I Show Speed. Now you have other people like Asmongold and that Penguin Zero dude and people like that, but their fan base is way different, and you can't compete with them either. But these are top content creators, top streamers, top people who do what we do. Um, and I was just talking about how I'm giving him his flowers. One, because seeing him not give a damn about making a fool of himself regularly kind of like made it easier for me to just say, well, screw it, bro. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Um, I'm also not 17, so I'm kind of a little bit more self aware, and I think about the future a little bit more. So the things that I do now will affect me in the future. I know that. Um, but when you're that young, you don't give a damn about none of that. And he's starting to see something. He's starting to see everything he's doing is catching up. So it's time to change course, go a different route. And why not create fashion? People follow you for no reason, just for entertainment purposes. Now, your name is going to be synonymous with a product that they can purchase. And they're going to feel like they are um, supporting you because they will be. And they'll just be supporting you in a different way. So hopefully, the millions of people who have he's been followed by, and yeah, Asmongold and Charlie who? I know you're not talking about Charlie Kirk because I don't think Charlie Kirk was a streamer. Like, was he? That might not be the Charlie you're talking, but let's see. So right now, Kai Cenat has two channels on YouTube, right? One channel has 7.53 million subscribers. The other channel has 14.3 million subscribers. Between two channels, this man has 21 million subscribers. Who like between two channels, 8 billion views.
It's been a hell of a year, right?
He
I believe
brings
that
people to the platform. His name will bring people to your platform. If I said, "Hey y'all, I got Kai Cenat coming on the channel tomorrow," I would have thousands of views. I guarantee it. Thousands of views. People would be on the live right now waiting. And I mean, if it was really going to happen, I would love that. That would help me out tremendously. But what I'm saying is the man's name holds weight, and he's actually someone who Charlie is Penguin Zero. I did too, right? Right? Oddly enough, for someone like me to say that, I like Charlie Kirk. Why? Because he was open to debates. I took debate in high school. He was open to a debate. I might not agree with what you're saying. I might not agree with it, but I want you to hear why I don't agree with it, and I want to hear why you agree with that. Plain and simple. I don't want to change your view. I just want to give you a different perspective. To me, that was his whole setup. Now, you got people who say what they say about him. I say he was a good dude. I say he was a family man. I say he was someone who did not need to go, especially in that way. Um, and that, oh God, that whole situation shook me up because now, what can you say? What can you say? What can you say? Even when you're agreeing with people, you're wrong. Even when you're right, you're wrong. Like what's right and what's wrong now? That's how I felt after that whole situation. And yeah, like my video production and all of that kind of like slowed down big time once that happened because I'm like, damn, he's really important. I'm a nobody. Imagine if I said something that pissed somebody off for real. Now they mad for real. Well, goddamn, my bad. Like Charlie is Penguin Zero. I didn't know that. I didn't know his name was Charlie. And I've seen his I've seen a couple of his streams and things like that. Buddy is wild. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And you know it is, bro. You know it is. But being open and honest, being open and honest, I never really gave a damn about how people feel about the things I say if they're not willing to have a conversation, right? If you say, Teddy, you made a comment last week that really rubbed me the wrong way. And I say, well, dang, I'm sorry. What did I say? What was it about? And you have no further information. You don't remember. You just know that your feelings were hurt and you're mad at me, but you don't have anything else to bring to the table for it. Well, God damn it, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to make you feel better? You just mad and you want to be mad. Okay, cool. Be that way. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do. Yeah, I'm not a pushover by any means. I'm not a soft dude by any means, but I'm understanding, very understanding. And that sometimes I feel like that doesn't help me. Not gonna lie to you. I wish I was more of an a-hole sometimes. I wish I could just say things just to rile people up. I wish I could, but then I gotta live with that. And if I say something that I don't believe, or I say something that I don't feel, I'm not being honest. Number one, with myself, and then to you guys. And then how the hell am I supposed to sleep at night? What? Because I got money in the bank now because I lied to y'all. I don't know. It's not gonna make me feel good. Discourse is dying, bro. Most people approach different opinions militarily. You're damn right. I was watching I should have saved that video, bro. I should have saved the video. Um they were talking about people being um violently wrong, like blatantly negative. Like their negativity is just open and out there and people are okay with being super negative. You and we around the same age, D. You remember when we started noticing that customer service was dying, just being polite, just and we're saying customer service like you work at a store and I'm a customer and there is a just a social acceptance of, hey, how are you? I'm doing good. Do you have everything you need? Did you find everything okay? I did. Thank you. That small conversation doesn't even happen for real anymore. Or just a simple greeting when you walk in the door. Bro, I went to a Circle K gas station down in Macon last week, walked in the door, and the girl looked at me like I walked in and called her ugly. She looked at me like I walked in and called her ugly. And I just said hi, and then she said welcome. She said welcome, but it was like it's almost like she didn't even want to say it. Then here we go. I'm standing at the cash register, ringing up my stuff. She's not even making eye contact. She's talking to the girl next to her the whole time she's ringing me up. Now, somebody like me, I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to waste any of my words on this. Ring me up, give me my product. I'm going to go. That's it. I don't need to tell you you suck as a human. I don't need to tell you that your customer service is trash. I don't need to tell you that you are an awful person for doing what I don't need to tell you that. I don't need to because it's not going to change you and you're not going to hear me. So I'm not going to waste myself. Yeah, man. It's mm, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. The older I get, the weirder things get. Um, I'm a very old school kind of guy, and as I watch things go on and things happen, I don't know. I just wish we still had. You remember the old guys that used to sit on the porch in the rocking chair in the neighborhood, or even in the countryside. Like you might not be in the neighborhood, you might be in the country, but he was always filled with wisdom and he would give you little gems and jewels about life and little tips and things to live by because you're like, dude, you're like 100 years old. How the hell did you make it this long? And he's just like, hey, you do this, you do that, you live life like this, live life like that, and where are those guys? I I don't feel like I'm there yet. I don't feel like I'm done learning life and going through things. And I share my wisdom with you guys all the time. But where are those guys, man? Where are the old men? Where are the old guys that like guided us with their ancient wisdom? Like where are they? Everybody feels like they know every damn thing now, man. You can't tell anybody nothing. Yo, listen, Thanos had a point. And one thing Thanos had a point, bro. Thanos had a point. And yo, just think about it like this, dude. Think about it like this. Any villain that you've ever seen, any villain that you have ever seen thinks on a global scale. They think on a mass scale, right? Usually the superhero cares about every individual. They want to save everybody. They never want anything to happen to anybody. They want to save everybody. The person who is thinking globally, all right, on a bigger scale, has weighed the options, has weighed the consequences of things. And although there will be some things that happen, the benefit is greater. So now, am I a villain because I want better for everyone and not just good for certain individuals? Like I've always thought about it like that. And maybe I didn't explain that good enough and it probably went over some people's heads, but think about the villains that you know. They were mansplaining it. Yo. Yeah, they were. They were silenced. They're not here no more. You think about all the villains you've ever seen in a movie. Um, villains don't even want money anymore in a movie. Like it's a whole mass thing of some people gotta go, some things gotta change, and it's gotta happen on a large scale. I never understood why villains used to want to blow up the world. Like you remember that? Like you remember the villains that used to want to blow up the world? We're gonna blow up the world if we don't get $1 million. Well, where are you going to spend that money? And you're going to kill yourself in the process? I don't think you want to do that. You're not going to kill yourself in the process. You're not going to get rid of the world because then where are you going to go? Never made sense to me. Never made sense to me. Oh man, this was a good lunch break. This is a good lunch break, bro. This is a good lunch break. We're coming up on an hour 15, which isn't bad. Um, hey D, listen, if you still tuned in, I'm going to call you because I need your help trying to figure out how to stream to Twitch. I don't know if you use Twitch or not, but basically what should be happening is I should be doing my lives on Twitch and then cutting up the videos and putting them over here. And I haven't been able to figure that out. So that's why I'm going live on YouTube. Because why not? Like the views are what they are. People out of all damn near 35,000 followers, I got 4 people tuned in. So I'm doing whatever I need to see how we can reach the masses because that's what it's about, man. Getting more out there and giving people more to see and view and hopefully getting people tuned in because that's the goal, man. Um, but yeah, I'm about to wrap this up. I need to go eat. It's lunchtime for me. You guys already ate. I'm pretty sure y'all done ate. Okay, bet, bet. Yeah, I got my kid with me, so we're gonna be chilling. All right, bet. Yeah, I got my kid with me, so we're gonna be chilling for a little while. But I'll catch you at like 5 or 6 tonight. Um, we'll push it back to like 7 or 8 or whatever, because you get home, you got to spend time with the kid and the wife and all of that. So I'll let you do your family thing first, and then I'll bother you with my questions later. Um, but thank you for just being here, bro. Like I need you to understand that. I like thank you for just being here because you contacted me at a time when I was really not feeling YouTube, and then I was like, damn. Somebody noticed my video and they want to interview me. Like, y'all need to go check that out. If you're watching and you don't know who I'm talking about, Arias and the Nation, check it out. We did an interview a couple months back and it was dope. It was super dope. He's a great dude and he actually has a lot of good information. So check him out. Check out his videos. Tune into him, bro, because it's worth it. Um, and that's on me. But yeah, stay tuned. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of things coming. And as of right now, you're going to be getting a lunch break with me every day at 12 o'clock. So look forward to that. It was more of a talk, I guess you could say. I guess it was. I mean, you asked a couple questions and I answered them, but then we just broed out for like the last hour. Just broed out for a whole hour, so it's all good. And I mean, imagine if like people like that was the thing on YouTube, like the YouTubers, just we all got together one day a week and we just talked about things, and we all brought our platforms all together at one time. My couple of thousand, your couple of thousand, someone else's couple of thousand, and we all just sit together and stream together and just have a good conversation about some things. You never know. Never know what can happen with that. But we need to talk about that. We'll work on that. But in the meantime, like I said, we're gonna wrap this up. This was a good lunch break. And now I am hungry. I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but I'm hungry. I've been drinking coffee all morning, so I gotta get something to eat. Mm. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Follow me if you haven't. And